Scoring for Hopkins, number 2, Jack Slattery. The assist goes to number 26, Evan Anderson. Time of the goal, 59 seconds. Slattery from Anderson at 59 seconds. For Hopkins, number 12, Zack and Nene. The assist goes to number 4, Jacob Rainier. Time of the goal, 4:53. Zack and Nene from Rainier at 4:53. Timeout, St. Louis Park. Scoring for Hopkins, number 18, Jackson James. The assist goes to number 11, Adam Cochran. Time of the goal, 6:48. James from Cochran at 6:48. Scoring for Hopkins, number 12, Xavier Zack. The assist goes to number 24, Oliver Bernstein. Time of the goal, 9:32. Zack from Bernstein at 9:32. Scoring for St. Louis Park, number 29, Riley Swanson. Time of the goal, 9:46. Swanson at 9:46. One minute remaining in the first quarter. 1 minute. At the end of the first quarter, the Hopkins Royals 4, the St. Louis Park Orioles 1. Here's a summary of the first.
Oops. Uh-oh.
Get on top of it before they do. Every 24 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children at anchorit.gov.
Welcome to another production of ParkTV 16 Sports. We are broadcasting from the campus of St. Louis Park High School, bringing you the inaugural matchup on our TV broadcasts of boys varsity lacrosse, and tonight we are featuring the Orioles of St. Louis Park taking on the Hopkins Royals. And as we join this match, we're just early into the second quarter. The score is 4-1, Hopkins over St. Louis Park. And as we take in the action here early in the second quarter, St. Louis Park is in white with orange numbers, and there's a shot on goal stopped there by Hopkins, and they'll take over possession with a 4-1 lead. That is goalie for Hopkins. His name is number 30, Ethan Myers, the senior. And now St. Louis Park back with it, the long stick, shot on goal, and Myers makes the save for Hopkins. So early on, our observations, the goaltender for Hopkins, 2 straight saves, and now Hopkins with possession. They cross midfield. Now to the near side, and a whistle as it was caught there by number 4 for Hopkins, Jacob Reinier. And now we have a timeout on the pitch here with 9:47 to go. Beautiful 65-degree, sunny, early evening afternoon here in St. Louis Park, and a great day for any outdoor sport, and especially lacrosse. A week ago we had a snowstorm coming through here, and now we've got green grass and spring sports. Leading off with lacrosse, good crowd here on hand. I drove up to the stadium. There was hardly a place to park anywhere, so good turnout here for the first home game for Hopkins. I don't know if must be their first game of the year. I don't think we have a record. Yep, so this is the first game for both. We were going to broadcast St. Margaret's last Friday, but we were snowed out. All right, now coming out of the break. I'm not sure which team took that timeout. That was on Hopkins, so something their coach there didn't like what he saw, even though they had possession. But there might have been a turnover right when that whistle. No, it looks like it's going to be possession to Hopkins on the near side, picking up the ball there for Hopkins. That's number 18, Jackson James. James will start out right about the 30-yard line. Everyone takes their places, and we're underway now. Hopkins with the ball, that's number 4, Rainier. And now another whistle. And now, okay, now we're ready to go. Now Meyer with it, or Rainier, number 4, as he charges the net on the left side, gets tackled there nicely by the Orioles. Ball comes loose, Hopkins picks it up. Rainier now back behind the net, that is number 24, Bernstein, and then a turnover. As the goaltender for Hopkins, or excuse me, St. Louis Park has it. His name is Noah Hauser, senior goaltender, and now St. Louis Park crosses midfield but loses it, and picked up nicely there by number 14, Leo Benson for the Orioles. Benson with it now, still with it, stays his feet, comes to the across the middle, now gets turned back. Pass over to number 12, that is Bjernildsen, Parker Bjernildsen. Now behind the net, back to number 14, Benson. St. Louis Park taking their time. Spinning it away there for the Orioles is number 18. That was Shaner, or Scherer. Orioles still having possession here. Now 14 again, Benson. Benson to the near side, now back up top, number 12. So no sense, that's Bjernildsen. Bjernildsen now, number 12, tries to rush the middle. Splits the defense nicely, takes a shot, and save again, this time by Ethan Myers. That's his third save since we've come on the air here in the second quarter. And the scoreboard reflects his ability to goaltend, having only given up 1 goal and making 3 saves in the last 5 minutes or so. Now Hopkins back on offense on the far side. That's number 12. Zaccarini. And pass now through the middle, and it's going to come all the way out of bounds. Referee looking back, and they're going to award possession to the Royals. Not sure if we got a replay of that. I didn't quite see it from my vantage point. It's somewhat obstructed in the corner here of the press box. Some discussion now with the referee, and now player number 2 for Hopkins, Jack Slattery, being positioned by the referee. It's feeling more like a... All right, everybody in their places, kind of like a play there. Okay, now we're underway. That's Slattery with it for Hopkins. Starts it off now to number 4, Rainier. Back to number 11, Cochran, and Cochran playing catch there with Jackson James, number 18 for the Royals. And they'll set up shop. They also playing very deliberate, just passing the ball around back there, getting pushed. Number 24 gets pushed out of bounds. That's Oliver Bernstein. And that's a turnover in favor of the Orioles as he steps out of bounds. Nice defense by the Orioles, and now they bring it up the long stick. That's number 18, Cher. Now with it. Sticks hit there. You could hear it all the way up in the press box, but coming away with it is Benson. Now Benson behind the net. That was to number 1, Hauser. Or no, excuse me, I think that's Tristan Rooney. Cher with it. Oh, pass eludes his teammate, 21, Zack. And it goes out of bounds. Unforced turnover against the Orioles. They're down 4-1. 6:19 to go. Both teams substituting. Now onto the pitch is O.J. Hager, number 28. Junior midfielder as Hopkins brings it across midfield on the far side of the field. Trotting in, unchecked there was number 2, Slattery. Down the far corner, that's number 12, Zack. Up top again to James. Now number 11, Cochran. Will try to rush the net, being guarded by the Orioles, number 29. That is Swanson. And pass, now another unforced error, this time on the Royals, and now the Orioles will take over. 5:45 to go, another whistle, but play continues. Substitutions on the fly by the Orioles. Pass nicely taken in, now ball loose, and it's still loose. And the Hopkins Royals come away with it, scooping it up there nicely is number 17, Nate Presnall. Presnall, though, being pressured back behind his own net. Nice defense being exhibited, getting harassed there, and a big hit coming over for number 14, Benson. And now we have a whistle, getting a little rough there in the corner. Orioles starting to show some frustration. And we have a timeout now on the field, it looks like.
Timeout, St. Louis Park.
St. Louis Park takes a timeout here. Our third timeout, our second one since the beginning of the second quarter. So things were getting a little hot down there. Probably not a bad idea. Orioles have had shots on goal, at least 2 or 3 in the second quarter, but they haven't been real challenging shots, easily handled by Hopkins goalie Ethan Myers. There's head coach for the Orioles, Eric Buckley. He's talking fundamentals. I can kind of listen in. He's talking about keeping the stick up and about stepping into the shot. So just a bit of a pep talk there from Coach Buckley. They're not out of this match, just down 3 goals. You can make up 3 goals in a heartbeat in lacrosse. I think he's trying to encourage his players to be a little bit more aggressive on offense. Stepping into the shot.
Correction, the timeout was credited to Hopkins.
Oh, correction by the PA announcer. That was a Hopkins timeout, not St. Louis Park. So if you're scoring at home, make that change, please. Okay, both teams out of the break. Orioles, we could listen in. The rare opportunity, a treat to hear the head coach. His style of coaching, trying to teach some fundamentals of the game and encourage his team on. But Hopkins will have possession now. And St. Louis Park taking a very aggressive defensive posture. They are putting the press on in the backfield here for Hopkins. And boy, splitting the defense and just dusting the 3 defenders into midfield, carrying the ball. Jackson James for Hopkins, and now another whistle. Boy, I have lots of whistles here in match number 1 for both teams. They both come in 0-0. And that's a turnover, and now the Park Orioles have it on the far side. Running fast is Parker Bernstein. Now to the far corner, back around to number 8, I believe that's who that is, or 9, Flynn Spano. Remember his name from last year. Now Hopkins gets the turnover. Now they're off to the races. Splitting the defense there is number 10, Tony. No, that's number 10. We don't have a number. Oh, there he is. Ethan Smith, a 9th grader for Hopkins. Boy, he ran the length of the field. practically did a nice job beating the aggressive defensive pressure as number 24 for Hopkins plays it. That's Oliver Bernstein, and Bernstein has it. Now gets it up to Slattery. Slattery up top now to number 28, Troy Landshute. Landshute now down to the far corner, now quickly behind the net again to number 4, Jacob Rainier. Rainier now to the near side in the corner, losing it temporarily, trying to come up with his Bernstein now on this side. He gets pushed and he does come away with the ball. He'll race back around the net to get to his normal spot on that far corner. And he'll switch positions with number 24 for Hopkins. That's Oliver, well, let's see, that's 24 is Bernstein. 12, excuse me, was Xavier Zaccanini. That is a great name, Zaccanini. All right, now that's number 28, Troy Landshute for Hopkins, as both teams very deliberate, which accounts for the really low score here as we approach 3.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Home game and a shot, nice deflection. Slattery took a nice shot, and if it wasn't for number 1, Noah Hauser, that ball looked like it was heading for the back of the net. Here's the replay. Quick shot and just in time getting it with the outside of his basket there. Nice save by Cole Crystal. No, excuse me, that is Noah Hauser, the senior goaltender, coming up big, keeping the Orioles within 3. Now they come away with it and running away from the defense and now getting checked off the ball. Down goes the Hopkins player. Ball still loose and coming away with it in a shot. Now we got a whistle. Referee right there and a timeout. Right in the middle of that action is getting up gingerly for St. Louis Park. Number 14, Leo Benson, took a shot right along the sideline, and he is feeling it there, folks, as he walks off that stinger. I don't know if we can get a replay of that hit. No, we don't have that one, but that's okay. That was great after the incident camera work there, too, as he now is having a seat, or that's number 28 there having a seat. So Orioles taking a beating here early on, and a smart timeout. I didn't know you could call timeout just in the middle of the play, or maybe I didn't know that you couldn't. But he could see his team was in trouble right in front of the bench, and he quickly called a timeout. Not sure how many they have left. They don't have a notation on the scoreboard for that. So once again, the coach for the Orioles talking to his player, but I think this was just to give him a little relief from the pressure they were under and the beating they were taking. Just to slow it down there for a second. They're still in this match, just down 4-1. They've just got to figure out some offense here. They're playing great defensively, having given up only 4 goals. It's just that they're down 3. And from my vantage point, and both teams are playing similar, very tentative on offense, just passing it around the perimeter. Nobody taking any chances, not very many, that is. So let's see if that changes after halftime, or maybe even after this timeout with just under 3 to go, and now with the whistle and almost a turnover. The guy with the long stick for Hopkins. Number 14, Johanning, or no, that's 17, excuse me, Presnall. He has been effective out there. Okay, Orioles have possession.
Hey, Riley's the cowboy! Riley's the cowboy!
It's Spano behind the net. Now all the way around top to number 12. That's Bernstein. Bernstein to the near side. O.J. Hager now. Hager, see if he can do something. He tries to cut right. Being pushed away there nicely by number 1, Crystal, for Hopkins, and they just turn right around. Seemingly unable to penetrate that periphery or defense out on the edge. Let's see what number 12 can do. Bernstein takes a shot, and it takes a shot while he took a shot. And there to scoop it up again for Hopkins, Ethan Myers. Not a tough save, as Bernstein didn't get much on that shot, and he took a hit, crashing to the ground after he hit that shot. And now Hopkins back into the front and the offensive zone. That's number 22 with the long stick for Hopkins. His name is J.J. Martin. He's a senior. Now behind the net, number 4, again, Rainier. That's his place back there. Now back out up top, and they're just gassing it around as we're now 1.5 minutes to go. Hopkins may very well be just taking the time off the clock with a 3-goal lead, and now we got another timeout by St. Louis Park. Or I don't know what happened. There must have been some sort of timing infraction. Yeah, they're both out of time. I'm not sure why that ball changed possession, but nevertheless, the Orioles have it with 1:17 to go. Boy, they could, a big shot in the arm here would be a goal late here in quarter number 2, right before halftime. And there's a nice pass in the middle and a shot by Bernstein. I don't know if he quite got a handle on it, but following that, the rebound goes to number 13, Jackson on. And he is unable to control the ball behind the net, and that's a turnover. Clock stopped now at 59.3 and play underway, and that is now Meyer. Ethan Meyer, the goaltender for Hopkins, and he gets it to the center of the field, and that is Slattery going right around midfield and gets tripped up, keeps his balance, but loses the ball, and away come the Orioles with it. 42 seconds and another whistle here. And there's some sort of infraction there being made, forearm to forearm in a cross motion. Slashing is the call, 1 minute on number 29 for St. Louis Park. So now we know what that means. So I'm going to be a better announcer going forward. I know what a slash sign means. Riley Swanson, there he is, asking for forgiveness on one knee. Good week to do it here. All right, now Hopkins underway. 34 seconds to go. Around the perimeter, Slattery trying to make a move, was going to take a shot. He got corralled up there, but ball came loose back to number 24, Bernstein. Oliver, pass now, down low, ball loose, going down, and the Orioles come away with it, tiptoeing across the line, and the ball comes loose on a check. Again, that was number 10 for St. Louis Park, Tony Stadler, walking the tightrope. 10.5 seconds left, clock stopped. Lots of controversy, lots of yelling out there by both coaches, referees. There seems to be some confusion here. Both referees coming together to discuss it. Looks like they've agreed on what the plan is going to be. And clock underway, Hopkins has it. Cochran, Bernstein, Slattery, down low, pass, shot, whistle. And that concludes the second quarter. Your score from St. Louis Park High School: Royals 4, Orioles 1. Come on back for the next half.
If I say heads up, what does that mean to you? It means be aware, be alert. Be prepared to prevent something bad from happening, like a concussion. Most concussions are preventable if you make the effort. Wear a helmet when you bike, wear a seatbelt when you're in the car, and always be aware and be safe. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. You want to prevent a concussion? It's time to be heads up.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location from St. Louis Park High School. We are now underway here right away early in the third quarter. Hopkins versus St. Louis Park. The score is 4-1. And Hopkins has possession. They are in the blue uniforms going right to left. And of course the Orioles in their customary white and orange with black trim. And the ball is loose in the Orioles zone. Still loose, and coming away with it is Bernstein for the Royals. Now in the near slot, and pass cross, attempted in the middle, but intercepted on the ground almost by the Orioles. Still loose, right in front of the goal. Dangerous place, coming away with it, and a shot on net by the Hopkins Royals. That was Zack, Nene, I should say. And it goes out of bounds off the rebound. Kind of a good chance there for the Royals, but very sloppy play here early on. And the Orioles will now go on offense for the first time in the second half. Early in the third quarter, down 3, 4-1. No scoring by either team in the second quarter, I should add. And both teams very tentative on offense. They both look very young to me, inexperienced. There's a few decent players that have some talent. Number 18 for the Hopkins, and looks like he's about to come in, actually, as I mentioned. his name. That is Jackson James. Word on the street is to keep an eye on him when he gets the ball, and we will do that. And now the Hopkins Royals have it in the Orioles zone, and that is James with it. Or no, that again, Slattery now to James. Definitely has a height advantage, it seems to me, versus all the other players. James is a senior midfielder, and now we have another whistle. I do not understand what the whistle was about. No clue whatsoever, but all I know is the Orioles got the ball as a result, and I didn't see anything happen on the pitch to explain that. But again, I am not a professed expert at this sport. And now intercepted. It was behind the Oriole receiver, and now coming away with it is Slattery, wide open, and he's got numbers on the far side. And shot, lost control, and a score. Right there, number 4, Jacob Reiner, as the missed play in the Hopkins defensive zone. The pass came away, Slattery intercepted it, and then he found the open guy in the slot, fake, and then a shot. Nice job by Rainier on the fake, getting the goalie to move. And they bumped their lead up by 4. There's the goal scorer, number 4, Jacob Rainier. There was Slattery, nice coming up and making the pass, getting the defender to commit to him, leaving open number 4 on the far side there, Rainier, and he took the fake. Goalie went for it, and then he fired the shot, and they are up 5-1 with exactly 10 minutes to go here, second quarter, and we go back to the center of the field for the all-important face-off. Orioles need to get something going here, and the ball comes loose, and the Royals pick it up nicely there and smoothly. Number 6, Ian Girard, senior midfielder, and he brings it across on the far side, and the Royals are now back in business on offense following that 5th goal. And that is Zack. Back is number 4, Rainier, who just got the goal. He's going to try for another one, and his shot gets blocked in front, picked up by the Orioles nicely there in traffic, and spinning away and running away is number 28 for the Orioles. That is O.J. Hager. Hager still with it, and then he runs right into Royals number 26, Evan Anderson, and loses the ball, but the Orioles come back with it. Nice, nifty move there by number 9. That is Flynn Spano. And Spano now with the ball on the far side, and thought there was a whistle there, but guess not. Play continues on. Orioles have possession, and they need to get a goal here to get some confidence, get some momentum. On the far side, dropping it there momentarily, but picking it up again is Bernstein. Bernstein, number 12. Called his name a lot in the first half, or excuse me, that was number 14, Max Waning. And now that was Bernstein, and he loses it, and the Royals come away with it, and running fast is number 14, Max Johanning. Max Johanning coming across, passes it ahead, and now the Royals are back in business. Rainier behind the net, now to the near side. That's 24, Oliver Bernstein. Bernstein now back to number 18. We mentioned him earlier, Jackson James. Figures to play a role in the scoring here in the second half. Now to the far side, that's number 12 again. Zaccagnini, I should say, the G must be silent. Okay, picking it up again, there's Zaccagnini. That is Oliver Bernstein. And the Royals, there's James, now up top. Orioles are contentious to sit back, not moving very much. Now the Royals will take a rush at it with number 14, Johanning. And pass in front, intended for number 12, Zaccagnini, who was cutting to the goal, and the pass went over his head and out of bounds. But the Royals will retain possession, must have went off an Oriole. Now Bernstein back behind the net to Rainier. Rainier, nice pass, finds the wide open number 14, Max Johanning, and he puts it right in the upper right-hand corner of the net. That was a beautiful play by the Hopkins Royals. Nice recognition from behind the net by Meyer. Watch this pass, bang, wide open, splits the defense and puts it right in the near right post. Max Johanning. Just a freshman midfielder, but boy, I'm more impressed with the pass here by Rainier. Look at that, nice flick of the wrist, finds the not very tall, Waning. And he took a couple hits and he puts it right in the net there. And it's 6-1 Royals with 7:27 to go here, third quarter. Back to the center circle and the all-important face-off. Orioles need to stop the bleeding here soon. They want to get a chance to get back in this, and the ball comes out in a whistle just as it was going to be scooped up by Cole Crystal, and the Orioles will get it on the whistle. That's number 17. Oh, we don't have a listing for number 17. Now number 29, that is Riley Swanson. Lots of cheering from the crowd here. Good crowd on hand here, representing both sides. And now the ball gets away from the Orioles, comes across midfield, and that's going to be a turnover over and back, much like basketball, I assume. And the Orioles are now in business on offense as they're quickly inside the 25-yard line. Now back out to number 1. That is Cole Crystal. And now that is James. Boy, Jackson James, he's by far one of the biggest guys on the field, and he's just sort of watching over everything. All right, to the near side, the pass intended for Bernstein goes over his head, and that's a turnover. The sophomore for Hopkins couldn't quite handle it. Looked like it might have been a little high for him. And now the Orioles will get possession in their own zone, and they quickly lose it. It's picked up by, again, Rainier. Rainier has been involved in both the last 2 goals for the Royals, and now he plays a key role in that turnover, and the Hopkins Royals are on offense again. Jackson James now has it, and we have a whistle again. I've never seen so many whistles. All right, now we're starting over again. Jackson James coming in now. Let's see what he does here. Looks like he's got a mindset running over people on the far side. Now passes it below. Pass in the middle. Gets it into number 12, Zack and Nene. It's hard to see from where I was whether he caught it and got a shot on goal or not. But the Orioles come away with it, and there was a whistle. And another timeout by St. Louis Park. This is their 4th one, but their first of the second half. I think they used all their timeouts in the first half, as did Hopkins. So probably not to be unexpected. First match of the season for either team. A lot of bugs to work out here. Hasn't been great weather to practice outside. So not unexpected that both teams are a little rusty here, and both coaches taking advantage of their timeouts to do some teaching. We look in on the coach for St. Louis Park. That is Eric Buckley. Assistant coaches are Gerald Mickelson, Rob Griffin, Nick Fletcher, and Tim Go. The activities athletic director for St. Louis Park is Andrew Ewald. And there is Coach Eric Buckley. Let's see if we can listen in. We were able to listen to what he had to say last time, but it looks like they're about ready to close up shop on the timeout discussion. St. Louis Park down 5. Again, not impossible, plenty of time left, but they just haven't shown much on the offensive end to get excited about. So somebody's got to make a play here to sort of light them up here and get some momentum back. 5 goals is not insurmountable, but they've got to start getting something going, and maybe they just need to get one to get the ball rolling, get a break. All right, both teams now out on the field. Slow moving game here, 5:49, clock stopped. Not very much wind out there, 65 degrees approximately. Beautiful night. Okay, I think we're gonna start here pretty soon. All right, there's the whistle, and St. Louis Park has possession and running strongly with his Bernstein. Bernstein showing some speed on the far side. Finally gets caught up to by 2 Hopkins Royals, and now he'll take a shot and goes just wide right of the goal and out of bounds. In goal for St. Hopkins, though, we do have a substitution. I just noticed is Noah Day. just a 9th grade goaltender. So the coach for Hopkins, Todd Frickman, getting some experience for his 9th grade goaltender with his team up 5-0. By 5 goals, 6-1. Now St. Louis Park comes away with it. That's number 14, Benson. And it gets taken away by Hopkins, and now the new goaltender, Day, has it. He flips it around, showing lots of confidence for a freshman. Playing catch there. Now to the near side, that's number 26, Evan Anderson with the long stick as he gets it up to Jackson James. James now with it, nice little spin move as he goes right around 2 Orioles, and as he puts on the afterburners, he's coming, he takes a big shot, blocked down in front by a defender, and coming away with it, scooping it there is number 9, Flynn Spano for the Orioles as he dumps it back to his goaltender, Noah Hauser. Hauser now with it as he walks it up. And his pass intended for number 17, he misses, and the Royals come away with it. So Orioles having a hard time connecting on basic passes, but again, it is early April, first match of the year. As Hopkins now sets up shop, 4:20 to go here, quarter number 3, now to the far side for Hopkins, that's Cole Crystal. And now to the near side, number 28, that's Troy Landshut. When I look at that 28, it's not quite a purple. Well, it is sort of purple. It reminds me of Ahmad Rashad of the old Vikings, or number 28. Of course, it was also Adrian Peterson's number. And the Orioles will now take possession. Clock running here, 4 minutes to go. Hopkins putting the pressure on in the backfield for the Orioles. Coming away, trying to spin around. Passes it up there, kind of on a prayer, almost connecting though with number 13 for St. Louis Park. That's Jackson on, but the Royals come away with it, and streaking across midfield, that is number 2, Slattery for Hopkins. Jack Slattery, the senior midfielder, still has it. He comes right in front, takes a shot. Nice save by Noah Hauser. He goes down to his knees to stop a point-blank shot created by Jack Slattery. Now the outlet pass falls loose, and the Royals have another turnover, and they are in business. They don't have numbers. Quick shot, and nice save there again by Hauser as he scoops it up in his basket. Or did it get by him? Yes, it did get by him. He'll go back to get it. Another threat there by the Royals. There's the replay. I guess it went right over his head is what happened. Okay, here comes St. Louis Park, lowering the shoulder, quick little pass. Oh my goodness, taking a hit by number 11 for Hopkins, Adam Cochran. Took a shot at Riley Swanson. I don't know, is this a defensive player here? I would say so, that is a defensive. I don't know if they have that rule here, but coming off the field, he was pretty defenseless, just coming around a turn there. Here's the replay from behind. This camera angle will show it right there. Oh yeah, ouch. My goodness, number 11. Where is he? I wonder if he's gonna stay in the match there. I don't know what the rules are in lacrosse when it comes to that sort of thing. There is a flag on the field though. Is that what that is? Yeah, that is. So I think there's going to be a major 2-minute body check is the call on number 11. So a chance here for St. Louis Park with 3 minutes, 3 seconds to go in the third quarter. They are going to be on the power play for 2 minutes. Legal body check and 2 minutes. You don't see 2-minute penalties that often. And let's see if the Orioles can use that to jumpstart their offense. That's number 27 with it, Skylar Glover. Along with Parker Bernildson at the point. Bernildson takes a shot and a goal. That didn't take long. Nice shot there by Bernildson. He kept it low, and it looked like it may have skipped right at the feet, which is perfect place to put it, but he had enough. You could just feel the frustration, and he blew it by the freshman goaltender inserted here in the second half. So, and it looks like, unlike hockey, I see number 11 still on his knee. So it's going to be a 2-minute advantage, I think, and it's how many goals can they get. So this is go time for St. Louis Park. They have a whole nother quarter after this one. Okay, we go to the face-off. Boy, this is all important. Hopkins can get it. They could burn some time. The Orioles can get it. They can get another goal with the man advantage. Let's see. This is huge. And the Royals, no, it's still loose. Coming away with it is St. Louis Park. Big chance here. That's Bernstein who got the last goal. And his pass is intercepted, taken away by the Royals, number 28. And we got a whistle. Hopkins then takes a very strategic timeout with down one man, getting possession. Now they can strategize how they want to play keep away and burn this clock out without giving up any other goals. There's the goaltender, the freshman, talking to his coach. Obviously going after over that last goal he gave up, and there's the coach there. This is kind of neat to see, showing him what a stance should be, then giving a pat on the back. That's a good coach, helping him out, keeping his spirits up after giving up a goal there. So St. Louis Park down 4. If you're just joining us, they were down 4-1 at halftime. And now it's 6-2. They gave up 2 consecutive goals until they just scored after going on the man advantage due to an illegal body check called against Hopkins number 11, Adam Cochran. And when we come out of this timeout taken by Hopkins, there's going to be over a minute left in the man advantage. We look at one of our camera crew there, high atop the press box. You can see the leaves. There are no leaves yet. Still early spring here in Minnesota, but it's coming soon. Most of the snow is gone. Beautiful day here, 65 degrees. Good night to be out. By the size of the crowd, it looks like a lot of people are taking advantage of the weather. Any reason to be outside after the weather we've had of late. All right, still a long time out here. Hopkins now slowly emerges from the sideline. St. Louis Park still talking about it. All right, here they go. Real chance here for St. Louis Park if they can get possession of the ball to try to cut into this lead with not only a man advantage, but that's a key player, it seems to me, Adam Cochran. He'd been quite a force out there for Hopkins during the match, so having him out is especially important for the Orioles. If they can get another goal, get it back to a 3-goal deficit with a whole quarter to go. But now here comes Jackson James. We've been mentioning him. He's been taking a couple shots lately. I think he wants to get on the scoring parade for Hopkins. I'm sure he does. He goes now into the corner, and up top is Jack Slattery. Also been good on the scoring here for Hopkins. Now coming up 2 minutes to go. Slattery holding onto that ball, just getting accosted by 3 players. Now he loses it, and kicking it away for St. Louis Park is number 5. That is David Bryant. And now St. Louis Park does have it with 1:49 to go. And nice nifty pass at short range, and another goal by Bernstein. That's 2 in a row in the man advantage. 1:44 to go, and now it is 6-3 as Bernstein tallies his 2nd consecutive goal. And look at this nifty pass right there at close range. That's what made the play. That was number 14, Leo Benson. Credit him for recognizing that. And then that's not an easy pass to make from, it looked like maybe 5 or 10 feet there. Right here, as he gets a little space, switches arms, and with the left hand, no doubt, just gets it to Bernstein. And he goes low on the freshman. That's the 4-1-1 on him. He is having trouble handling those low shots. And back in the field, we got 3 referees talking about some stuff. It's their first match too, folks, so they're getting back into the swing of it here. So I'm not sure what the delay is about. Looks like they might be checking a stick. Yeah, it looks like there's a challenge then to the stick. And I guess it's okay. So St. Louis Park, following 2 goals in a row, challenged the stick of number 2, Slattery. Not clear on exactly what they had probable cause to believe it might be illegal. the referees checked it out, and now we're ready to go. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see if the momentum continues here. Now another face-off, really another critical one for St. Louis Park to give them. They've done really well with this man advantage, but Hopkins wins that one again, and that is on number 28 coming right in, and oh, nice save by Hauser. That was Troy Landshut, 28, coming all the way in. It looks like Hopkins is going to retain possession. Clock is stopped at 1:30. Now we're back underway. Hopkins with the ball. Oliver Bernstein. Let's see if they just want to burn time here, even though they're in the offensive zone. But I don't know. These kids want to score. And coming around, that's number 12, looking for a room there, was Zack and Nene. Now there is Jackson James. Great name. And Jackson now behind the net. And he still has it. Now he brings the defensive out. And let's see if Hopkins goes to work now with less than a minute to go. And the man advantage is now. They're at full strength, both teams now. Jackson James. If you're a Hopkins fan, you'd like to get a goal here to start to just temper that momentum that St. Louis Park has here going into the quarter break. 39 seconds to go. James still with it. St. Louis Park just staying very tightly, just not doing much on defense. Hopkins clearly playing for the last shot of the quarter. They want to burn the time off this clock with a 3-goal lead. James shoots, save by Hauser. That was the big face-off. You knew Jackson James was going to take a shot there, and Noah Hauser comes up with a big save. 8 seconds to go. They don't seem in any hurry here to get down the field. Now Hauser gets it across the midfield. 1 second to go, and that's going to be it. That is the end of the third quarter. St. Louis Park scores 2 goals to close the gap to 6-3. We have 1 quarter to go. Come on back.
Vision loss is not something that you feel until it happens.
Most people lose their vision from diseases like macular degeneration and glaucoma, not at birth.
With macular degeneration, you lose your central vision.
You have a blind spot right in the center of your face, so I can't actually see your face.
So even that little circle in which I could see became a big blur.
I was 65 when I first was diagnosed with glaucoma.
There were no symptoms. I had no headaches.
3 million Americans have glaucoma, and half don't even know it.
11 million people in the United States have macular degeneration.
You lose mobility, independence, changes your entire life.
So many eye disorders can be treated if caught early.
My husband tells me that I have beautiful brown eyes, and I don't want to lose that.
Make a plan today to get your eyes checked.
Visit brightfocus.org to learn more.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports on Location. We are at St. Louis Park High School on their lacrosse field, about to begin the 4th quarter of the first home match for the St. Louis Park Orioles boys lacrosse. If you're just joining us here at the beginning of the 4th quarter, it's been a so-so match if you're an Orioles fan, because it was 4-1 at halftime, and then it got all the way up to 6-1. But then a important penalty was called against Hopkins, number 11, as he comes out to take the face-off for a illegal body check. Number 11 again is Adam Cochran. That allowed Parker Bernstein to score 2 quick consecutive goals to get it to 6-3. And that's where we're at with 1 quarter to go. St. Louis Park has the momentum at the end of the quarter number 3, and let's see if they can carry it on into the 4th quarter, but this time, albeit at full strength. That is the one caveat of their last 2 goals, is they did have a man advantage, and it also included that the man advantage, or the guy that wasn't on the field, is one of the best players for Hopkins. So here we go, and that is Cochran in the middle in blue, Orioles in white. And the face-off, gets pushed around, shoulders being thrown, ball still loose, anybody could get it. St. Louis Park can get this ball, they would love it, and get it going, and coming away with it almost. And still loose. Never seen anything like it, and coming away is St. Louis Park with it. Here's the ball right there, and they have it, and they are in the Hopkins zone. If they can get a goal here early on, all bets are off on how this game is going to turn out. Oh, miscommunication on the pass, goes out of bounds, and another unforced error by the Orioles. Not exactly what Coach Buckley was hoping for. Coming out of the break after winning that coveted faceoff. Ball is loose again, and kicking at it there for Hopkins. That's number 8. I guess you can kick the ball without penalty. Jack Hymanson. And the Orioles come away with it, and taking a hit is Benson, who had a nice assist on the last goal by Bernstein. They are really hitting out there, and now coming away with it is Hopkins, number 26, Evan Anderson. And Anderson, the tall guy with the long stick, he's got to be the tallest guy out there, just from visuals. Now Hopkins is number 1. Cole Crystal has it in the middle. Pass to the far near corner. That is number 12, Zack Nene, I should say. Now that is Rainier, and there's a turnover whistle. Clock still moving at 10:38 in the match. St. Louis Park has been down all match long, trying to claw their way back into this. I'd have to say next goal is critical for either team. I don't know if St. Louis Park can come back from 4 down after coming down 2, but here comes Hopkins Royals. They're trying to answer those last 2 goals. There's a shot, another save by Hauser. 3rd great save in the last so many minutes. And now coming away with it is Jackson James, number 18. And the St. Louis Park defender lost his stick, and he's going to come running off without a stick, and there's going to be a substitution on the fly, so Hopkins has a man advantage, but meanwhile the ball is loose behind the net, and Hopkins comes away with it. That's Rainier as he gets it all the way out to number 2, Slattery, and that takes the pressure off as they take a deep breath out there and set up shop. And there again is Jackson James to lead the show in the middle, number 18. He sends it over to number 14, Max Yawning. They catch their breath, and they want that clock to go, so they're in no huge hurry. Slattery now will try to rush the net. Goes by a couple defenders coming all the way in, and a shot and a goal. Jack Slattery went around them like they were blocking dummies and just came in point blank. I can't believe somebody didn't come over to help. Came right in there. That was the nice move, and kind of flat-footed there. Number 10, I think, could have came up there a little sooner, anticipating that move for the Orioles. Stadler a little slow there. Slattery, clearly a talented player for Hopkins. He's figured in several goals already tonight, and that was a backbreaker there. I think if you're an Orioles fan, unless they can get right back, and there he goes right at the feet, and that's where you go with it. That's the hardest place. Noah Hauser has been playing admirably of late. Nothing he could do there. Not getting a lot of help from his defense. But Slattery made a great play as well. As we go back to the center circle with 9:21 to go, 7-3 is your score. Hopkins up. And the face-off this time easily goes to Hopkins. Picking it up there nicely is number 6, Ian Girard. And Girard now comes on the near corner, racing down the sideline. He passes it ahead to number 12. Again, that's Zack and Nene, and now the Royals are again back in business on offense. And we got a whistle, and it looks like a turnover. Must be some violation with the basket, the ball. Not quite sure. Now the Orioles bring it into center of the court, or field, I should say, and that is number 3, Tristan Rooney. Rooney with the ball now. First time we've called his number. See if he can get something going. There's a shot wide right taken by Leo Benson. He's being guarded closely by number 8, Owen Rounds. There's the replay. Shot kind of off balance there. But being aggressive, which is what the Orioles have got to do. They got to take as many shots. There's a nice pass in the middle of the goal. That was beautiful. That was incredible. Bernstein gets his 3rd goal tonight. And his 3rd one in a row. That may be a pure hat trick. But boy, he came slashing in there, and the pass, I have to say, was dead on. If there's not a great pass, there's no goal there. That pass, I think, was taken by or given by Leo Benson again. So Benson to Bernildsen is quite the combination. As we start to see the personality of this Orioles lacrosse team start to emerge, and yes, that is Benson, and he passed it the last time. This was a medium range pass. Boy, it was a laser bullet, a frozen rope right to the center where Bernildsen could handle it easily and put it into the back of the net before the goalie could react in time. And we're back to 7-4 with 8:32 to go. Back to the center circle, face-off. Orioles trying to stay in this match. See if they can get the face-off against Cochran. And Cochran wins it, but will they get possession? That's another question, and they do get it. That is Noah Crystal, I should say, and now we got a turnover, so breaks are starting to come the Orioles' way again. That is number 3. Figuring in the play there, Tristan Rooney, who really had an instrumental role in that last goal too. And now here comes Bernildsen. He's got to be feeling it right now. And now he returns the favor to Benson, and this time Benson's shot is off the mark, or was it deflected in front? Here's that replay. Bernildsen now. Bernildsen and Benson are the treat to watch, these two. That shot, oh, just over the crossbar. Missed by just a tad, and now coming in after the inbounds play, we have a whistle, and they're gonna turn it over, an infraction. Not sure what the call is there. But the net result is the Royals. Cochran has it behind his own net, and there is strong defense. Whacking at it is Benson, and now here comes Cochran as he splits the defense. Goes right by him. He's a big, strong kid. He is lumbering down the center of the field and getting pushed away there, and now the ball comes loose. Great defense there by the Orioles. Still with possession after getting just hammered, and down goes an Oriole, and we got a Hopkins Royal, and another whistle. Great action if you're just joining us. And we'll figure out what happened. There's the shot given by James, taking that for St. Louis Park, number 18, Jackson Shayer. And we got a whistle and another timeout. Don't know which team took timeout. 7:43 to go. Boy, Hopkins, they thought they had this game put away, but the Orioles, they're hanging around, 3 goals. Let's look ahead. This is game number 1 for both teams. Tons of timeouts tonight, but I do attribute that to being game number 1. So today is 4/16, so St. Louis Park, after this match at Benilde, we will be there 7 o'clock, 2 nights from tonight, and you can catch that on ParkTV 16 Sports, tape delayed. So on Friday, that's going to be a great crosstown rivalry, and they are playing early on. Then it's followed by Totino Grace, and you can see now then they're on the road for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games in a row. What is that all about? A little lopsided scheduling there, but then that means they finish the season probably with 5 straight home games. So pick your poison as we come out of the timeout. Not sure which team had it. Just looking out there, referee is on the near side talking to the Hopkins coach, along with Zack and Nene. And coach pulls Zack and Nene off the field, and looks like we're getting ready to go here. And Orioles have it as the sun is setting. The lights are now on here at the stadium, and that pass, boy, the simplest passes have just caused the Orioles fits. Another unforced error by the Orioles, their own worst enemy there, as time is getting short with 7.5 minutes to go, but now a turnover by the Orioles, or maybe by the Royals, and it is another unforced error by the Royals this time. So let's see if the Orioles can keep it and get another goal and cut it to 2, and now they turn it right back over. Lots of turnovers tonight, and that is number 17 running down the far side for the Orioles. That's Nate Presnell. And a whistle was sounded, and there's a stoppage with 7:11. And I heard another timeout. Did I hear timeout again? Oh my goodness. That's their final timeout. And I think I heard a round of applause in the audience. No, I did not. They must get, what, 3.5 or 4.5? I'm not sure. It's not certain. They get a lot. So another timeout. We look at the crowd there. 2 timeouts per half, I've been informed. So 4 per game, that's not too many. But boy, in all the lacrosse games, I've not seen nearly this many timeouts. But lots of folks out enjoying the nice weather. It was around 70 degrees if I saw my car thermometer right. 5 days ago, we had a snowstorm here. All right, there's a puppy there enjoying the lacrosse. He's had enough of winter too, that dog, I'm sure. He's like, let's get on with it. Okay, and we are gonna get on with it. Both teams now out of the break. Orioles showing signs of life here in the 4th quarter. It actually started late in the 3rd when they got 2 consecutive goals by Bernstein, and then he followed it up with a 3rd consecutive goal early in the 4th quarter. Hopkins has also scored this quarter, so there's a 3-goal deficit. And the Orioles have not been within 2 since early on in the match, 1st quarter. Okay, we're about to begin, and that is Jackson James with the Royals who has it, and his pass dropped by Slattery out to the near side. Very quiet here at the stadium. You can feel the tension a little bit. I think the Orioles are hoping for a chance to get back into it, but I think they got to get the next goal here with less than 7 to go. And Hopkins in no hurry. They're going to milk this clock. They're going to force St. Louis Park to come out of their kind of packed-in zone defense. Except now, number 28, Landschute's going to come in. Landshute now trying to put the move on. Gets pushed back. Nice defense there by the Orioles. Now a pass in the middle of the shot. And did he score it? Oh, my goodness. What a pass and a shot and a goal. Number 4, Rainier, gets it to number 12. I think that was Zack and Nene. Here's the replay. Yeah, Zack and Nene goes down to his knees, catches it on his knees, and shoots it all in one shot. Zack and Nene gets the goal for the Royals, and now they have a 4-point lead. Here's a nice replay from our corner camera, threading the needle in the defense, going in unchecked with Zack and Nene, slipping by the defense. That's the problem when you play zone. You can split that defense a lot easier, and that's how you beat it in basketball. You attack the middle of a zone with cutters, and that's exactly how they're doing it here in lacrosse. And it was well executed by the Royals in that sequence to Zack and Nene, as now following the face-off. That is won by Cochran. Not a good sign for the Orioles here as we approach 6 minutes to go. Cochran now. And I expect the Royals to still go into more of a delay and milk that clock some more. And the Orioles now have a sense of urgency on defenses. Before they were backpacked in, but now they're much more aggressive than they need to be. They got to get that ball back, and they know it. All right, there's Jackson James. They're going to be very methodical. Over to the far side. They're going to play keep away, now below 6 minutes. James with it, Slattery. Chance to work on the basics, but now I think Slattery's gonna take a run here with 5.5 minutes to go. Puts the move on, comes right in, and his shot, trying to get it on the near side. Nicely saved there by Noah Hauser. There he puts the move on Bernstein, and nice angle taken by Hauser, making sure that ball did not get into the net, and now the Orioles have the ball back. Down 4. That's Bernstein now, number 12. He is hot tonight. 3 goals and almost had a near assist on a goal attempt by Benson. Now here come the Orioles. They're looking much better here in the 4th quarter. The pass, Bernstein couldn't handle it. and almost gets the rebound, but now Benson has it behind the net. And did he step out of bounds? He did. He was unaware where that line was. And that's got to be frustrating. And now under 5 minutes to go, a costly turnover. And now the ball is loose, but picked up by Slattery. And he's got some open field, but he'll turn back around rather than try to split the defense. Wise move there by Jack Slattery, the senior midfielder, showing some maturity and experience, knowing that right now the clock is their friend. They just want to see zeros up there as soon as possible. Nice catch there by James. He's been relatively quiet tonight, allowing his teammates to get on the scoring. The far side, that's Bernstein. Now to Landshoot, number 28. There's Jackson James. Coming off the field for the Royals, that's Max Yawning. He's had a nice match, and coming into the match is Adam Cochran, another senior. Royals now under 4 minutes, and here comes Jackson James. We've been waiting for this. Let's see what he does. Gets double teamed, turns back around. Now he gets it to Cochran. Cochran looking. And now Landshoot shoots and goes by the net and way out of bounds, all the way to the back of the... They substitute a different ball in there. Yep, they do. And now back in play. Royals still has possession in and around the net. That was Rainier to Cochran's shot, and that's blocked away by Noah Hauser. Another nice save by him as he goes down. Ball goes out of bounds. Clock stopped at 3:31. Royals still have possession. Rainier will bring it in from behind the net, and we are back underway. That is Zack and Nene. Now James. Landshoot. He spins around, getting some pressure there by the Orioles defense. Now James. Now Cochran. Now Contentious, watch that clock tick down. Not a lot the Orioles can do. They got to come out and really challenge him. But they just seem content to be down 4. Here comes Cochran now, trying to press the issue, but I think he's still just wasting time doing something different than just playing catch out top. Now let's see, here comes James. James coming around the right side, and nice deep perimeter defense, but again, I think he's just wasting time. If he saw an opening, he'd probably go in, but he's not trying as hard as he can either to be aggressive. No point in turning the ball over, that's for sure. And the Orioles are kind of without an answer right here. Defense being played, trying to get something going. Very frustrating though. Justin Tomczak out there trying to get something going, number 21 for the Orioles. Now ball loose. Rainier comes back away with it. Now Bernstein looking to shoot, but backs away. And they have now effectively burned 3 minutes off the clock here in this last possession, and they're going for more as we approach 2 minutes to go in the match. And the ball comes loose, and we got a whistle. And the Royals are going to retain possession. Rainier will take the ball out from the far corner. Substitution for the Orioles. Parker Bernstein, who's got 3 goals of the 4 tonight for St. Louis Park. Now Landshoot tries to get it down close to Bernstein. He was hiding just by the goalpost, and away comes Noah Hauser. The spin move, the goaltender way out of net. Now he turns it over, wide open net, and a goal by Landshoot. Noah Hauser. Boy, that's kind of a cardinal sin, I think, to leave the goal like that. Trying to make something happen, you can't blame him for the effort, but boy, once he fell down, left that wide open net, nothing they could do.
Number 28, Troy.
There's Troy Landshoot, gets the gravy goal there, making it 9-4. Here's Noah Hauser. He was really spinning, put the move on, thinking he's an attacker, and lost his footing. And there was Troy Landshoot with the open net goal.
It was an empty net goal for Landshoot.
So with 1:37 to go here, go to the center. And Bernstein versus Cochran. Cochran trips number 3. For St. Louis Park, that's Tristan Rooney. That drew a whistle and a turnover. Now here it comes. St. Louis Park trying to get it going. Benson from Bernstein. Bernstein picks up the drop, and his backhanded shot goes wide right. Now picked up, though, before going out of bounds by the Orioles. That's number 13 way down there. That's Jackson on. Junior attacker, but there's a whistle, and they've given the ball back to the Royals with 1:11 to go. Nice pass ahead there. Intercepted nicely coming across Skylar Glover. But he ran out of bounds and then he turned it right back over. But you can't complain about the effort and the execution by Glover, catching up to at least disrupt that pass and slow them down. So great defense there by the Orioles. Now back underway, less than a minute. Will the Royals be content to run out the clock, or are they going to try to score? But now they lose possession, so they got to get that before they answer that question. Ball still loose, and oh, trying to scoop with one hand for the Royals. That was Rainier. Now coming away with it was Zack and his pass to the far side. Bernstein chasing it, and the Orioles come away with it with a half minute to go. And we got a whistle. Referee right there, and I think they're going to call it out of bounds, and they wind the clock now. Back underway, 27 seconds, Royals with the ball. Waning seconds here of the match in the fourth quarter. There's a shot taken by number 12, Zack, and it goes out of bounds, and they give the ball back to Hopkins, and the shot by Bernstein as he takes a tumble, and the Orioles have it. 6 seconds to go. Hauser, he's contentious to hold it here with just a few seconds to go. And there is your final whistle, signaling the end of the fourth quarter and the end of the match. Your final score here from St. Louis Park High School: Hopkins Royals 9, Park 4. Park is 0-1, Hopkins is 1-0. For Paul Broaden, our producer, and everyone connected with ParkTV 16 Sports, I'm Robert Christensen. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again.